You stupid.
Nice.
That was cool. That was cool.
That was awesome. Shout out to the executive consultant for
Can I sit there and say, like, you never know how, like, for me, I never realized how shiny my forehead is until I look back at some of these videos, and I was saying, God darn, it's so shiny. But hey, guys.
Hi. Well, we got a lovely, not so special guest because he's actually a co-host.
Yes.
Vic has returned. How's it going?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Great. I've been going, getting married and
congrats.
Thank you to everybody that send me thank yous and send me stuff. That was very nice of everybody, and I appreciate all the love. But yeah, I'm back and I'm caught up, and I'm excited about this show. I'm excited about.
I'm not gonna lie. When he said caught up, I was getting ready to say some Usher, but I don't know the lyrics.
What? You stupid. Hey.
My 4th grade teacher told me that too, but go on.
Hey, Silhouette Animator, thanks for joining us tonight. Just got finished watching. So did we. Just to get our intro together, thanks for clicking on our faces. We are here tonight talking about episode 5 of Loki season 2. Now, if you have been watching Loki season 2 and you know what's going on, I applaud you and your genius. You are a wiser a man or woman than
you should be on this show.
Yes, Facts. Because there's a lot of confusing stuff going on. We got to come here. Also, I read that apparently the reason for the spaghetti imagery is apparently based on how black holes shred planets and stuff via real life science.
Oh,
that's
someone. I think, and Silhouette is like a 4th co-host, right?
Yes.
I do want to sit here and say I'm glad that he broke that down, because I saw someone share something. They said, "What is Marvel's fascination with turning everything to spaghetti?" And granted, I understand because they did that with the Doctor Strange movie. They're doing this now where you're seeing everyone turn into spaghetti, which is kind of creepy when you really think about it. But that is very interesting. Good eye, Silhouette Animator.
That's interesting. They all turned into oregano and Endgame, and now they're turning into spaghetti. Maybe they're making a pasta.
Maybe. When I first saw it, I was thinking of DC. I remember the Flash movie, and they had the spaghetti comparisons of breaking down the multiverse and stuff like that. But I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. No. I feel like once Hollywood or a studio gets something, they go with it. I'm actually surprised Marvel didn't bring back the dust, because that was kind of something that they were filling for a period too. So maybe we'll get some spaghetti and dust, which sounds disgusting.
How did you guys feel about the imagery? I feel like the imagery of the spaghetti thing was very eerie, even more so than the snap, like the dust thing. It's something about it. Maybe it felt like it was slower, but it definitely had a more haunting feel, in my opinion. I would be scared to death more so of the spaghettis coming at me than being snapped away.
To be honest with you, I didn't give it that much thought because it just felt aligned with the timeline. Like, how the timeline, everything, and the pruning of the timeline and this whole thing with the timeline, it just aligned with, we're making all these spaghetti jokes. Yeah, but like, I didn't give it that much thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like it aligns with what's going on with the story as far as like, all of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, really, to tell you the truth, because I really didn't give it that much thought, but it looks like a lot of people really spoke about it, because I thought we was just making a joke. Wow.
No, people have been making that talking about this whole thing. So, what was the question? Were you saying how would I feel if I was turned into spaghetti? I
Like,
think.
which one would you rather be your demise? The snap in the dust in the wind, or the spaghetti's coming after you and you turn into spaghetti nothingness?
I feel like at least with the dust, is you're just taken out. Like I turned to dust. That's it. But I can see myself turn spaghetti, and I'm just like slow in my luck. Some people would be quick. Me would be slow, and you just hear me go. Ah! I don't think no one wants to hear that for a whole minute. Me yelling. Right. So I'd rather be turned to dust because then at least you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah,
that looks painful and gruesome. And there was a few sceneries. Yes. I know I'm jumping a little ahead here, but there was a few times in the show where when you saw them getting turned into dust, like the one scene, and I'm going much further into the episode, where Sylvie, she was trying to save that dude, and the way he turned it, and when he went to go grab her, I mean, I would have been heartbroken just to see that visually, like in front of me.
Let's not misplace the hero there. She was not trying to save him. He was trying to save Sylvie. He was running towards Sylvie to try to help her. And she just, tapped her wrist and got the hell out of there. Got the hell out of Dodge. Mm-hmm. It was like,
she did. Sure as hell did.
So, yeah. But that record store was very nostalgic. It reminded me of back in the day. I think it was like Best Buys. Like, you can put the headphones on and you can listen to like 30 seconds of a track or something.
Yep.
Our records.
Here
comes with the vintage.
Tower. That's right. That's what comes with age. You heard. You remember things. Tower Records. What? I used to go in there and listen to everything before you downloaded it.
Wasn't that in Manhattan?
Yes, it was. Okay, it was on Times Square. All right.
Because it wasn't too far from where TRL used to be.
Yes, right across the street from where TRL used to be. Yo, I'm excited. Like, I'm gonna go to Tower Records right now. There.
Hey, man.
You brought back the memories.
No, you did. You actually brought it up. And when you said that, I immediately thought about because they had an episode where TRL was not too far from there. But I don't want to deteriorate too much for the show. Carry on, see the superior, because I know we could talk about this.
Speaking of nostalgia, we did get to see our core cast of characters in their proper timeline of them in the past, or maybe even of either in the past or in some kind of alternate dimension. We got to see them in their.
That's a good point.
I want to ask the first one, because I wrote down timeline, like the times and stuff, right? I forget this gentleman's name, but there was one where he was like on a moon or something, and they were carrying a bag or a body or something like that. What was that? Did they say what year that was? Because I missed that.
Oh, the guy with the pins and the ink stain?
Yeah, he was the first one that Loki ran into.
Yeah, okay, him. I forget his name.
Me too.
Apparently, he was a thief in another life. We had a whole that's completely unexpected. That threw me for a loop.
It did. No, same here. No, same here, because I know later on they talk about something with him being a thief or something. I was like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. I didn't understand, because I wrote down in 2012. I forget her name, but was she like 15? And she was a nurse in 2020. And it was great because I see in the chat Dan mentioned this. Well, Mobius, but his name is Dawn. It's 2020, 2022. And which I find interesting because it says 2022 and the show came out in 2021, right? But whatever, I guess time, it doesn't matter, right? But he has his jet skis. He's doing the jet ski thing. That was cool.
I'm very glad you brought up Mobius, because I am a big fan, as you know, I've made clear over several episodes. And I'm glad we did get to see him in his, where he came from. And honestly, I was a little worried that he was a little bit of a deadbeat dad at first, because his kids were calling. He was like, I'll call him back. I'm at work. I'm pushing these jet skis, right? and when he finally spots Loki, there was this one line. And I don't know if it was a throwaway line or if it was kind of like foreshadowing or what. Loki asked, did he remember him? And he was like, sure, you were in here earlier, you're looking to buy a jet ski or something like that.
I think it was a throwaway. I think he thought of him as a customer, only because at this point Loki could not manage the time skipping or whatever it's called, because later on he masters it and shows like, hey, I could. So I don't. It could be, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I personally thought it was interesting because it was something that they were dodging, that Owen Wilson was just dodging for a long time, and everybody kept calling him out on it about how he doesn't want to go see his real life, and because that's something that you can't unsee, and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden you're in it, which I thought was just very interesting and gave more layers to the character, because now you see what Owen Wilson was running from the whole time.
He was running from his kids.
No, I mean, like, just running from seeing what life he could have, what life he was having. But then here's the thing: when they were going back and forth, he was clearly happy. He didn't care. He didn't want to go back. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to, you know what I mean? He wanted to keep the life that he had with his kids and in the suburbs and all of that. So he was happy with what he had. And then, the girl Loki, she was just like, listen, everybody had a life that they wanted, and Loki was on some like, yo, why am I alone? That speaks a lot to his entire character back to the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing, and I'm, now I'm getting too deep, but still, like all of that was real interesting. And yeah, man, this is I'm rambling now. So
no, it's actually you make great points, because if we think about Loki's story in the MCU, he was an orphan child. He was, was Frost Giant child, and Odin took him in to be like, his son, but kind of like his son, not really, kind of, sort of, but not really. So he always probably did have this feeling of loneliness, and now that he has this motley crew of friends, he kind of doesn't want to let that go, especially that now that he's found a place where he feels like he belongs, right?
Yep.
So that's definitely really interesting. What did you guys think about? Oh, but before we go on, Mobius' life was oddly mundane. He was a salesman, two boys, his wife seemed to, I think he mentioned that she passed away. Yeah, but at the end, he did seem to really he valued that life because he wanted to go back to save his sons. But when we get to Obi, I always mess up his name.
Obi, no, 1994.
1994. He's trying to sneak his book in the bookstore so people can buy it. He's a hustler trying to get his name out there before social media and get his book right.
He's smart. Brilliant. That's brilliant stuff right there.
And
I felt bad for him in this scene. I felt bad for this scene because I like Obi. He seemed like he seemed like the guy that, I would say, come on, you can have lunch with me. Come at this table, And he's trying to sell his books. They tell him, no, we don't have no sci-fi. Just very rude. I'm like, how can you just be rude to Obi? He's
such a sweetheart. I like him.
How are you gonna be mean to him? What are we talking about? But carry on. But I'm sorry, just real quick. I did love that, just to put some substance here, all the people that Loki ran into, and it was amazing how his time slipping was, it sent him to these people in their timelines or whatever, right? But I love how each and every one of them were like, okay, this guy's coked out. But Obi was like, yeah, let's do it. let's save the world, dude. I loved it.
He's a genius in every timeline, so we love to see it. But unfortunately, Sylvie was a little bit of a Debbie Downer. She told Loki, like, this is where they belong. Let them die. That's essentially what she was saying. Let these people die, right? But
she's done though. She's like spent.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like she's just, I don't know. Like you could just see it in her that she's just finished. Like she wants out of something. Like she wants some type of an end game, because there's just a high level of frustration. Even in like the previous episode when she was trying to kill Jonathan Majors, like you could just see
Jonathan Majors. She wanted to kill Jonathan Majors.
Yeah,
absolutely. Get him out of here.
Yeah, like no, like you know what I'm saying? Like she just,
you shall not remain.
Facts. For real, like
get out of here, Jonathan Majors.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like she's just on some other shit where she wants everything and she's super cynical and doesn't believe in nothing. And
she's
Loki,
vengeful. She's a vengeful guy.
I wanted to touch on what C said. I don't think that she wanted people to die, because if that was the case, she would have never tried to, or the guy who was trying to save her in that timeline. I don't think she realized the significance of this. I don't think she realized the significance of there not being a TVA, and seeing how these timelines are all, there's no, without the TVA. I don't think she realized without the TVA, the timelines are not stable, and seeing how worlds are being ripped apart and everything. She got sick of McDonald's. Gonna work at Burger King. She was at Burger King. She went from one burger place to the other. Okay.
Oh, it's conflict of interest. Never.
Sylvie ain't loyal. You gotta pick one or the other.
But
next episode, she's gonna be on Wendy's.
Do you guys think that she felt guilty because of the death of the record store guy?
Probably, because she was his only customer. So clearly, they created some type of intimacy.
That store sucks.
You know what I mean? Like, when she walked in, he was just like, "Oh, my only customer." It was like, "Oh, wow," you know what I mean? Like, what year is it? 2023 and vinyl's out, or what's going on? Like,
no, I think that was. I don't think that was 2023. I think that was like in the 80s or something. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it had
I'm assuming. Yeah, because I mean, I don't think kids today know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you go to Brooklyn and find a record
Red
store.
Robin.
I wonder what record she was listening to, though. I don't know if they made mention of the actual name, but she was like, like she just saw God or something when she was listening to it. So I'm sure that someone out there knows the actual name of the record. But yeah, that was an interesting scene.
I wanted to touch what Silhouette said. He said she was in denial basically, and that's his take on it. I guess talking about what he wrote before. He said, yeah, she realized that basically there was no escape from it all collapsing. And I'm glad that he touched on that, because that's honestly what I think. I just don't think she, just touch back on a point that I was saying earlier, I just don't think she had any idea without this TVA how damaging it is, and how all these timelines and worlds and stuff like that. I hope with this timeline thing, though, it takes out that awful movie called I forgot what his name. I'm messing up the bit, but take the floor. It'll hit me. Who? You know which movie I'm talking about. Yes, I hope this timeline takes out the Eternals. Yes, please do that. Get that out of here.
Well,
that was interesting.
Now, at the end of the episode, when everyone started spaghettiing out, like all our crew, they turned into spaghetti. Loki was the last man standing, he who remains, literally, right? And he was able to put together how to control his time, time slipping, so that he can kind of put himself into a specific area at a specific time without the use of any like mechanics or anything like that. And I wonder, they probably explained it in earlier episodes, but again, with all the dialogue, I was very confused. How is it that he is able to do that now?
Well, I think what they try to do here is, so this is episode 5, right? I don't know why I wrote episode 4 here. That's hilarious. But I feel like in these earlier episodes, it was showing how time slipping and he has no control over it. So this is one of those episodes where now he's able to manifest and be able to control it. Because I thought this scene was really interesting, and I was wondering where they're going to go from here. Because that scene where they had everyone spaghettiing out, right? And even Sylvie being out, and I said, whoa. And you see Loki, and he's slowly, and I'm sitting there going, man, how are they going to get out of this? So I thought it was really cool when he time slipped. And I just think, to answer your question, sorry I took so long with this, but I just think it's just now this episode where now he's discovering how to do it. Because there's a lot of TV shows or whatever where, I have this power, I don't know how to do this. And then later on, the hero discovers how to do it. For whatever reason.
You guys think that this is, especially with all the science fiction drops that they were doing in this episode, and I think it was Obi that mentioned before he spaghettied out, it was the fiction, right? It wasn't science, it was the fiction. Do you guys think that this is some fiction of Loki's? Because now that I think about it,
no,
he is our main character, right? He is finally able to kind of tackle the issue of his mother's death in the first season. He had to go through that. He had to go through kind of being pulled from his prior existence into like this newer thing where he has to realize that he is not as powerful as he maybe thought he was in his existing universe. And then not only that, he has these characters that really had no past until he was there to discover it. When they have like Mobius, he's there to see his. I don't know, something about it seems like this could be a part of some fiction of Loki's, and maybe that's how they're going to power scale it down. Because as it stands, the TVA and all of that, they just seem so powerful. Where can they go from here? Because they're more powerful than the Infinity Stones, right? They have all of this ability. I just feel like it could be something where it ends up being a fiction of Loki's. But that's
I don't think so.
To be honest with you, this whole thing reminds me of Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, the animated one, where the guy with the holes could go anywhere. It reminds me a lot of that. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Spot, because Spot can go anywhere. And I think that everybody as a whole is doing this push to where you can go anywhere, anytime, and pull out all of these different people with all these different costumes. Spider-Man 2, the video game, you have all of these different Spider-Men with all of these different costumes. And I feel like this thing right here with the timeline and the last episode, the whole thing with Miss Minutes and the AI and the whole messing around and all these different times and going into different people's, the same person's life in different times and different da-da-da. I think it's going to bring out a whole bunch of characters that are going to be amazing. And I think this is the beginning of it, because if we go back to season 1, all of the shows and movies and everything that came out after the fact had to do with some type of timeline somewhere or something like that, or at least it just rolled back to this somehow. So I have a very strong feeling that Loki is getting a major push, and we're definitely going to see Loki in some movies. And now he's going to be a good guy, and he's going to look for friends, because friends matter to him now more than
the power of friendship.
Yeah, more than just having, phenomenal cosmic powers. You know what I mean? Like now, he's like if Jafar were to realize the error of his ways. You know what I mean?
That would suck. I need Jafar to be evil. I need to sit there saying, I need to save the planet. That's like you're saying that is almost like if Scar said, hey, let's say Pride Land. No. No. Let's not do that.
This is what I was saying, Silhouette. Loki is now basically powerful enough to control all of time. And that is wild to me. And that seems like power is something that he always wanted, right? From the beginning. And through this discovery of himself, he gets it. That's why I'm like, this has to be like some sort of fiction of his own making. I don't know. But
so what you're saying is like they're making him so powerful right now. Like, how do you even take that? I almost think that right now so I don't know, right? I don't have no sources or anything, but I feel like right now for the story, they're gonna make him powerful and all that stuff, and then eventually, I don't know if he gives it up or he loses it, but I don't think it's something he's gonna maintain.
Think about it though. He's probably as powerful as Odin now.
I'm pretty sure he's way more powerful than Odin.
But the whole point is that he's as humble as Odin now, because this whole show is humbling the shit out of Loki. You know what I mean? He's not mischievous. He's not sneaky. He's not. He's a totally different character than what he was in Avengers. So like, this guy, he's earning the power, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much what's going on here. And that's why I say he's gonna get a major push and be like Thor is supposed to be type shit. I don't know.
Well, we will find out in later episodes. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. And, leave us a comment, share our videos with your friends. If they would like some after Loki commentary, they can join us right here at Unpopular Review.
Real quick. I know we're going to end the show and we want to say thank you guys for watching, but we'll be back here tomorrow because what are we doing tomorrow, guys?
Oh, we are doing Invincible season 2
Fact.
finally here.
We're gonna
Mhm.
be here tomorrow. We don't have a time yet, but if you guys like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, if you're on Facebook, hi, I don't know what you do on Facebook, but Facebook things. But you subscribe to us, you'll see the graphic, and we're gonna talk Invincible season 2, and we're gonna be here. You should be here, and we're the trio of destiny. So
See you then. Bye.
do we have a cool outro?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can awkwardly try to find it.
Wait, if Diana said he's about to watch Invincible, is this out already? I thought it was tomorrow.
It's out. It's sounding like it's out. It looks like we don't have an intro, but we can, or outro, but we can play our intro yet again.
Let's play the intro.